Hello everyone, my name is Philip Ma. I am an attorney here in Orange County, California, and today I want to talk to you about the Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP for short. The PPP program is part of the $2 trillion CARES Act relief package that was enacted by Congress and rolled out by Congress a few weeks ago in their efforts to stem the financial downturn caused by the coronavirus. Now, as part of that CARES Act relief package, about $350 billion was set aside for the PPP program. That's what we're going to talk about today. Perhaps most of you have heard of the PPP program. It is, at least in the media, the most popular part of the CARES Act. Incidentally, I had intended not to release this video and not talk about the PPP program because as of about a week ago, the PPP program, the funds in it were exhausted. After about 2 weeks, all the funds were gone. And so I had figured, well, since it was gone, there was no point in releasing a video on it. However, as of today, and most likely once you watch this video, the PPP program will be replenished. In other words, there will be a second wave of funding that Congress will approve in order to further help small businesses, because many businesses were not able to get the funds the first time around. So because of that, we want to do a short video talking about the PPP program. What is it? How do you qualify for it? How much might you get for it? And why is it so popular? And I'll tell you that last part first. The reason why it's so popular is because if you fulfill certain obligations and requirements, it is forgiven. It is basically free money for business owners. So that's why you can see why it's so popular. But let's talk about the PPP program a little bit today. Now, what is the PPP program? Again, the purpose of the PPP program is to provide small business owners, small business companies, pay for payroll, to keep up their payroll, and to pay for certain expenses, overhead expenses, in order to keep their businesses going. The main part of it is to keep payroll going, hence the title Paycheck Protection Program. And again, one of the key benefits of the PPP program is if you qualify and you fulfill certain obligations, you don't have to pay the loan back. It is technically a loan, but it becomes, in essence, a grant because you don't have to pay it back if you do certain things. So, how do you qualify for a PPP loan, PPP grant, PPP free money, okay? A few things here. Number one is this. Let me bring up my slide. How do you qualify? Number one is this. You have to be a business, a small business. And essentially what that means is you have to be a business that has 500 or less employees. If you have more than 500 employees, you are no longer really a small business and you wouldn't qualify under this loan. But if you are a small business owner, which most of us are, probably we will have less than 500 workers under our payroll. So you must be a business with 500 or less employees. Number two, though, you also, in addition to that, by the way, this includes sole proprietors. It includes self-employed workers. It includes independent contractors. So you might be an independent contractor, freelancer, and you get 1099s at the end of every year. You could qualify for this program. Okay, so that's why it is intriguing for many people. Okay, but you have to be a small business, which includes sole proprietors, self-employed workers, and independent contractors. You must be negatively impacted by the coronavirus. In order to qualify for the PPP loan, you must show proof that you have been negatively affected by this coronavirus pandemic. Now, I will say this, as far as I can see and I've read, this is pretty broadly construed. And what that means is you don't need much to show that you've been negatively impacted by the coronavirus. For instance, most or many businesses here in my area have closed because of the stay-at-home order issued by the governor. Well, if your business is closed, well, then you've been negatively impacted by the coronavirus. If your business has been limited in terms of hours, you most likely have been negatively impacted by the coronavirus. If you are a restaurant and now you only do takeout instead of dine in, you've been negatively impacted by the coronavirus. If you are an independent contractor and you've lost contracts, you've lost work, well, again, you may be negatively impacted by the coronavirus. So again, the showing for this is not very high. I think there are many ways to prove this negative impact by the coronavirus. Okay, so those are the main qualifications you need to start the ball rolling on a PPP application. Now, how much do I get? How much would you get as a small business owner applying for this? Well, the formula is really not that complicated. However, there are some nuances to it. The formula is basically your average monthly payroll. Take your average monthly payroll, multiply it by 2.5, and that's the amount you can qualify for. Okay? Now, if you are a small business owner, then you just take your payroll. Let's say your monthly payroll is $10,000 a month. Well, you take $10,000, you multiply it by 2.5, and you qualify for $25,000. Okay? Now, it gets a little bit complicated, and there's some nuances to it, and that's what I want to address. If you are a business owner with employees, how do you calculate monthly payroll? Well, first thing is, what I had just mentioned is you take the average monthly payroll that you pay for all your workers. Again, if you have 5 workers and they each get paid, I don't know, $2,000 a month, then your monthly payroll is $10,000 a month. And you put that into your formula. However, if you are a sole proprietor, you are a small business owner, you not only can use your monthly payroll, you can also use the income that you earn as a small business owner. And what does that look like? You take your Schedule C income and you divide that by 12. And you can use that in addition to your monthly payroll for your other employees to calculate your eligible monthly payroll. Okay? Here's an example of how that might work. Say, again, your payroll for your employees per month is $10,000. Okay? Your Schedule C, which is essentially your net profit from your business that you file on your tax returns, let's just say for 2019 it was $60,000. That's your Schedule C income. What do? You take that income, you divide that $60,000 by 12, and now you have your monthly income as a business owner, which is $5,000. So you add $10,000 plus the $5,000, and now you have $15,000 monthly payroll for a small business owner with employees. And then you take that, you multiply it by 2.5, and you end up with $37,500. That's the loan you would qualify for. Okay? Now, if you are a small business owner, but you don't have employees, what do? Well, you still take your Schedule C income. So you look at your Schedule C income, your Schedule C net income or net revenue, and let's say again it's $60,000. Well, you take that divided by 12 is $5,000. You multiply by 2.5, and you get, in this case, $12,500. Okay. This also applies for independent contractors. If you are an independent contractor, you get a 1099. Okay. Same thing. You look at your tax returns. You pull up your Schedule C. You get the net income from your Schedule C, and you divide that by 12, and that is your monthly payroll as an independent contractor. And I know many of my clients are independent contractors. Many of my clients are 1099 workers. Let's say you work from home, you're some type of freelancer, you provide some kind of service to different companies, and you receive 1099s from different companies every year. You qualify under this PPP program. Okay, so that's how much you would get potentially under this program. Now, let's address a few more things and we'll end here. How do you get your loan forgiven? Again, I had said in the beginning, why is this program so popular? It's because it's a loan technically, but if you use that loan for certain qualified expenses, you can get the entire loan forgiven, and in essence becomes a grant. It in essence becomes kind of like helicopter money that, you know, that they've been talking about, where the government just drops money on people. And that's what it is. But how do you get the loan forgiven? You must do certain things. Number one, you must use 75% of your loan towards payroll expenses. Okay? So again, let's say your loan is $40,000. Of that $40,000, you must use $30,000 towards payroll. Okay? That's why it's called the Paycheck Protection Program, because most of it should be used towards payroll of your employees. And then the remaining 25% can be used for certain qualified expenses such as rent and utilities. Okay? But if you do those things, then at the end of the day, that entire $40,000 or whatever amount of loan you qualify for will be forgiven by the government, and you do not have to pay that back. Okay? And again, this is part of the government's effort to pour money into the economy, to pour money into small business owners to help keep us afloat. Okay? So that's the forgiven part of the PPP loan. Now, let me end with this. This is the most important point. If you kind of forgot everything else, hopefully you scroll back and you look at it. But if you don't remember everything else, remember this. This is my most important point of the presentation. And that is apply now. Apply now. So as you watch this video, apply now. Why do I say that? Because most likely the funds from this second wave of PPP funding will be exhausted very quickly. Okay? So if you are thinking about applying for the PPP loan, you haven't done it yet, contact your bank, contact your local bank, and apply now before the funds run out, because I guarantee you it will run out very quickly. Maybe within a week, maybe within 2 weeks, hopefully no more than a month, it'll be gone. Okay? So if you haven't done it, you're still thinking about it, you're not sure what to do, you're not sure if you qualify. Well, now after you watch this video, you know if you qualify or not. And if you think you do, even if you think you do, you're not sure, apply now, because if you don't, you may lose the ability to get it later on. Okay? My name is Philip Ma. Till next time, thank you for watching.